So as I was enjoying the weekend, this weekend, I was sitting outside on our little tea deck having a cup of tea, and the neighbor right behind us, they just had the back of their property redone. Like maybe they put in a new septic or something, but they have got like this beautiful lawn back behind their house. And he got a new leaf blower and he blows the leaves. I am not joking, 3 times a day for an hour. And the noise becomes a little problematic. Our theme this week, interestingly, is silence. And I wished for silence Saturday and Sunday as I sat outside, but I didn't get it. And, it's so interesting because when I read what David White says about silence, he's not talking about leaf blower turning off silence. He's talking about this deep, abiding silence that we reach deep inside. And when we come to that place of silence, it's not quiet. It's this pulsation of movement, of creation and dissolution. And he writes about it as he writes about everything so beautifully. So I wanted to read you what he says. He says, in silence, essence speaks to us of essence itself and asks for a kind of unilateral disarmament, our own essential nature slowly emerging as the defended periphery atomizes and falls apart. And I love this idea of, essence revealing itself to essence. And this defended periphery, which is my body and all of my limitations and all of my desires and all of my things I struggle with and all of the things I defend so furiously because I feel like that's what keeps me safe. And the idea of all of these things atomizing and falling apart, and that what being left is my essence. And that when I reach that sense of my essence, it's not different from the essence of everything else. And that is the silence. And it's this pulsation. It's not silent as we think about silent. It's this invitation to such a place of depth in ourselves and in our practice that the separation between how we feel separate and everything else dissolves, atomizes. Such a good word, atomizes. So as I was thinking about practice this morning, and this idea of the defended periphery, I was remembering to being back on Cape Cod in September and how the tide, flows in and it flows out. And we used to create sandcastles, and we create them right down, near the water because you needed the wet sand. And then the tide comes in and that defended periphery just gets atomized and washed away back into the sea. And so there's this ebb and this flow of everything manifesting and dissolving and manifesting again and dissolving. And that when we reach that place of silence, we allow that manifestation and dissolution. We stop defending against it and fighting it. And we open to a place of grace where we just allow and participate in the conversation of what is being created and what is being dissolved. So as we practice this morning, the invitation is to silence. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll, teach and not speak, to be like silent. But after reading what David White says, I think I will speak and invite us all, you and me both, to move beyond the defended periphery, even as we fully embrace it, as we do in our practice, but to see the essence that is within that and without that, and that is everything. So please take a steady seat, lengthen through your spine, and close your eyes. And take your awareness to your breath and think of it as the tide, or not even the tide, just the waves rolling in and rolling out, filling you, emptying you. And then what you're breathing in is so much more than air. It is that essence, the prana shakti, the vital force. And as you breathe what is outside of you into yourself through your defended periphery, through your nostrils, through the lining of your lungs and into your bloodstream, let it atomize and become so part of you. And then you breathe back out your essence into the essence of everything. And there's this beautiful give and take and this beautiful conversation between the two. Take one more breath, please. And joining your palms together in front of your heart, we'll chant the sound Om 3 times together. Please take a deep breath in. Om. 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 Bowing your head, honor essence. And lifting your head, open your eyes, and honor periphery, defend it or not. It is here and it is us. All right. So we're going to start on the knees, standing up. So if you want to pad your knees, you can grab a blanket. I have a towel for my knees. We're going to start standing up on the knees. We're going to do a flow here of inviting breath in, inviting breath out, inviting essence in and sending essence out. Curl your toes under and knees right underneath your hip sockets. And return to that breath, a gentle Ujjayi breath perhaps, an awareness of breath, of what you are taking in and what you are sending out. And it's just a softening of yourself into your practice today. And then engage the muscles of the legs to the bones. Create stability. Roll the inner thighs back and widen, broaden across the back of your pelvis. Sweep your tailbone down towards the back of your knees. And then from the core of your pelvis, draw down through your thigh bones and up through your spine to the crown of your head. With your next inhalation, circle your arms to the sky. Embracing essence. Exhale, circle the arms down and bring your hands into your heart. Essence inside of you. And inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, circle the hands down and to the heart. Inhale again, circle up. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, take a little back bend. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands down and into the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, upper back bend, opening to all that is. And then right arm over left, embrace yourself, embrace this defended periphery and round forward. Inhale, bring yourself up, come back to cactus arms, take a little baby back bend. And exhale, left arm over right, embracing essence. Inhale, bring yourself up, little baby back bend. Stretch the arms to the sky. Exhale, circle the hands into the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Little back bend. Keep the arms, inhale back up, and then pulse over to your right. So you're not bringing your elbow to your hip. You're keeping your elbow in line with your shoulder, but leaning over and pulsing to the right. So you use your abdominal muscles on the right side. Feel them engage. Yeah, good. And then inhale, center, and exhale, little pulses to the left. Working in, making your periphery clear. Inhale, back up, a little back bend, and exhale, right arm over left and round forward. You can go just as low or as shallow as you want. Inhale, arch the back, cactus arms. Exhale, left arm over right, and bow. Inhale, back up. Cactus arms. Exhale, right arm over left. So it's not eagle arms. You're hugging yourself, wrapping to your shoulder blades. And then inhale up, back bend. And last time, exhale, left over right. Inhale back up, cactus arms. Exhale, pulses to the right. This time, right hand to the right thigh, stretch the left arm over your ear. Keep the left shoulder back over the right. Tone the low belly so your low back's protected. And slide the right fingers towards the ground. So you go a little further over. Good. Inhale back up, a little back bend. And exhale, pulses left. Then hand down and arm over ear, right shoulder back, belly strong, thigh bones back, tailbone in, slide a little further over. Inhale back up, little back bend, exhale, right arm over left, hugging, rounding in, bowing in. Inhale, bring yourself up, little back bend, exhale, left arm over right, round over. Inhale back up, one more time each side. Right first, then left. Inhale back up. Lean right, little pulses. Right hand down to the right thigh, left arm over the ear. Now we're going to take this into more of a back bend. So the right hand's going to reach for the right heel. If the right heel is too far away, put the right hand on the back of the thigh or on the calf. So little lean back, right hand to the right heel, ears back, head back. Inhale, pull yourself back up, arms to the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows, little back bend, and pulses to the left. Left hand down, right arm over the ear, side stretch. And then move from the side stretch, hand to the heel if it reaches or wherever it reaches, and a little back bend. Now from here, we're just gonna go up, arms to the sky, and right hand back to the right heel. And arms to the sky, and left hand to the left heel, or wherever it is you're going. And up, right hand to right heel, lean back a little deeper. Inhale up, exhale, left hand, left heel. Inhale up. We're going to come to the right one last time and hold. The right hand to the heel, lean your ears back a little bit. You can always support your head with your hand if the neck is tenuous today. And then open yourself to the essence of all that is and let the periphery dissolve a little bit. We'll do the same on the left side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left hand, left heel, and hold and breathe. And allow your body to open in the pose. Open beyond the edges. Good. Inhale, back up, both arms up. Child's pose. Flip your toes and bow forward, hands by your feet, letting the spine curve in and rest down. Bowing to the essence as it manifests as you, this periphery, and as it manifests as the universe. The sand on the beach and the sand in the ocean, the water in the ocean and the water that comes up to the beach, appearing different at different times, but always the same. Bring yourself up to all fours, to hands and knees, and set up for down face dog. Spread out your fingers wide. A clear periphery. Firm the muscles to the bones, soften shoulder blades onto the back and with the knees and the hips, and press yourself up and back. And then pedal out the feet, alternating right foot and left foot. Take a full stretch. Breathing, come forward, plank pose, and hold here. Make the periphery strong and steady. Firm muscle to bone, pull the belly up, sweep the tailbone in, firm the legs. Keep the back of the head lifting, the belly lifting. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, and flow forward, Cobra Pose. Drawing your heart forward, ears back, head back. Yeah, beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. And step or hop the feet forward, Uttanasana. Burn the muscles of the legs. And then root down from the pelvis into the essence of all that is. And inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale, hands into your heart. We're going to take a few rounds of sun salutation. Surya, Namaskar. Inhale, arms up. Move with your breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, dog pose, step or hop. Plank pose, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Back bend, inhale. Exhale, dog pose for 3 breaths. And as you take these 3 breaths, breathe in essence and breathe out essence. Breathe in an invitation for yourself to connect to something more than this body, mind, being. Step or hop forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Dog pose. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Baby back bend or bigger back bend if you're ready. Exhale, down face dog. 3 breaths. Deep Ujjayi breaths. A little longer on the exhale than the inhale. Step or hop forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. We're going to do 2 more, just like that. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Dog pose. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Back bend. Dog pose, 3 breaths. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise. Last one, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Dog pose. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Back bend. Down face dog, 3 breaths. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands into your heart. And feel the heart beating and the breath moving. The pulsation of life in you, it is a pulsation of life in everything. And as you feel that pulsation, feel it beyond yourself, beyond the beating of your own heart, to the heartbeat of the world. It is beating. And the knees forward, shift the hips back. Cross right ankle over left knee. So not eagle legs, like a figure 4. You can always hold on to a wall or a dresser or anything you've got. Flex the right foot strong. And sit deep into that right hip. So you get a good stretch in the hip. That's it, Annie. Yeah, good. Sit a little deeper. You're going to come up, pull the right knee up with you. Take it with the right hand. Open the left arm to the left and right knee to the right. Keep the top of the left thigh bone moving back. Sweep the right hip under. Bring the right knee back into center. Take the arms up. Warrior 3, hinge forward, lean forward, and extend the right leg back, pushing from the periphery out into the universal, stretching and extending in every direction. Go a little bit longer, front and back. And then bring yourself all the way back up and place the right foot next to the left. Exhale, hands into your heart. Knees forward, hips back. Left ankle, right knee. Sit deep and breathe into that hip. Keep the foot flexed to protect the knee joint. And sit any amount deeper. Roll the inner thighs back and wide. Hug the shoulder blades onto the back ribs. And slowly come up. Bring the left knee up with you. Right arm to the side. Catch the left knee with the left hand. And then push from your pelvis down into your right leg. Open the left knee left. Bring it back to center. Arms up. Virabhadrasana 3. Hinge forward. Reaching out from your limited self into the universal self. Connecting with more. Inhale, bring yourself up. Lower the foot next to the other foot. Hands down into your heart. Face the long edge of your mat. Bend the knees and step or hop your feet wide. Turn the right foot 90 degrees out and bend deep into the right knee. So we're going to do this warrior 2 pose as a hip opener, opening the front of the pelvis. So move the top of the left thigh bone back, keep it back, and then scoop the right hip way under so the right knee opens back. But as the right knee opens back, the left hip doesn't pop forward. Both sides are pressing back. Sit a little deeper. Very good. Virginia, arms when you're ready. And breath. Yeah, good. Okay, so we're going to keep that into Trikonasana. Straighten the right leg. Right hand down to wherever you go, left arm up. Now we don't want to roll the left hip back. We just want to press the top of the left thigh bone back. And that will move the hip back. Take a full breath. Pressing from the core of your pelvis out from the periphery and beyond. Infinite extension. Parshvakonasana, then the right knee, and stretch the left arm over the ear. Take a deep stretch. And then just check that you're still in that hip opener, the top of the left thigh bone moving back, the right hip pulling under, and if your hand's on the ground or on the block, the right knee pushes back into the right arm. One more breath. And exhale, bring the left hand down. Spin up the left heel and lower the left knee to the ground. We're going to come into pigeon pose from here. So walk the right foot a little bit further over and open the knee out to the side. Queen, you can move your foot. Yeah, move your foot over a little. Good. And then perhaps come down onto your elbows or your forearms. The pinky toe of the right foot presses strongly down into the mat. And you breathe into your right hip. That's the defended periphery. So begin to make space. Each breath is like the ocean washing against the fortifications of your sandcastle and slowly dissolving it and creating opening. If you can go a little bit deeper, shift the left knee back an inch, but never force or strain. One more breath here. And walk your hands up, or walk yourself up. Bend up your left leg. And with the left hand, reach back and catch the foot. And just take A thigh stretch. Drawing the heel towards the buttock, spinning the outer hip forward. And breathing. Front shoulder rolling back. Belly strong, so you're not just collapsing in your low back. There's a resistance. Sometimes the periphery needs to be defended. Take one more breath. And then exhale, release the foot. Lift the back leg. Step the right foot back to a lunge. Walking it over to the side of the mat. Arms to the sky, high lunge. Settle a little deeper. Then spin down the back heel. Humble warrior, place the hands. Keep that thigh moving back, so you're still in a hip stretch as you bend forward, crown of the head, down to the ground. Stretch the arms up and over. Pull the right hip forward and tone the inner left thigh as you descend into silence, into essence. Release the hands, Prasarita Padottanasana. Turn the right toes to face the long edge of the mat and straighten both legs. Coming up on your fingertips, breathe in and lengthen the spine forward. As you breathe out, bend the elbows, let the crown of the head release. If it's available to you, catch your big toes with your first two fingers. If that means you have to bend your knees, then just hold the outer calves. So hold on to right leg with right hand, left leg with left hand. If you have your big toes, pull the elbows up and descend the crown of the head towards the earth. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in essence. Breathe out your essence. Breathe in life force. Breathe out life force. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms to the sky. Keep the arms up. Bend the elbows, little back bend. Lift the heart. As the heart lifts, now pull the tailbone down. So you're not sweeping the tailbone up, you're anchoring it down. Good, come out of the back bend and pivot on your left foot. Turn the left foot out. Extend the arms long, warrior 2. Bend the left knee. And then work the hip opener. Top of the right thigh bone back. Sweep the left hip forward and under. And then settle into the breath. The warrior knows when to defend and when to release, to let go, to surrender. And you could think of each breath as the defense position as you inhale and the surrender position as you exhale. Begin to straighten the front leg for Trikonasana. Keep the top of the right thigh bone pressing back as you take the left hand down and right arm to the sky. Make a pulsation of inhaling and pulling in, exhaling and extending out. Focal point is the core of the pelvis. So each time you breathe in, pull into that. And each time you breathe out, extend from there. Parshvakonasana, bend the front knee and stretch the right arm over the ear. And keep working that hip opener. Top of the right thigh bone back. Sweep the left hip under a little bit more actively. One more breath. Exhale, lower the hand to the floor, and we're coming into pigeon pose. So walk the foot over, spin up the back knee, and lower yourself down. Make any adjustments, refinements that you need to, and then come down onto your forearms. And begin the process of dissolution, the dissolution of tightness in the left hip. The dissolution of feeling so separate, bound, contracted, in your left hip. Sending breath there. And if you feel ready, moving the right knee a little further back so that the stretch in the hip deepens a little bit more. 2 more deep breaths. And placing the hands, bring yourself to a lunge. So walk the left foot back over, lift the right knee up, and as you're ready, arms to the sky, stretching up. Sit a little deeper into your pose. Good. Spin down the back heel, humble warrior. Place the hands behind the back and bow forward, keeping the hip opener. Right thigh bone back. Left hip reaching under. Yeah, good. Looks great standing. Very good, Korean. Nice, Jackie. Oh, that's really good, Mary. Beautiful, Lois. Stretch. One more breath here. Oh, I know we forgot the thigh stretch in pigeon pose. We'll get to it. Okay, bring the hands to the ground. Turn to the right, parallel the feet. And take the same version of Prasarita you did on the first time you did it, either holding the big toes or holding the outer calves. And take a few breaths, deepening into the stretch. And the next inhalation, rise all the way up, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands into the heart and feet back together. You can step or hop. So we're short one thigh stretch on the left side. We're going to do that standing up. Right hand on the right hip. You can always hold on to something for balance. Firming the right leg, bend up the left. Catch the foot. Now, if you can see me on your screen, you see my left knee is forward of my right knee. I'm going to move it back so it's in line. Then pull the heel towards the buttock. And scoop the tailbone down. Draw the heel in and move the knee back. That's it, John. Squeeze the knees more towards each other. Yeah, perfect. Jackie, can you move the left knee back a tiny bit more? Yeah, good. Tailbone in and down. One more breath. Good, and release. Shake out your legs. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Flow through a vinyasa if you wish, or just pause here in dog pose. And lift up the right leg, bend the knee, turn the hips open, stacking the hips. Right hip over left. Stretch a little deeper into your left leg, pressing the left thigh bone back and the left heel down. Lift the left armpit up. Pigeon pose, right leg forward. Slide the left hip back. We're going to stay upright this time. So press the left knee down and sweep it forward. So you're pulling into your essence, your very clear existence in this body. And keeping that pulling in, we're going to twist. So you have a block or something like a block. You can use that if you want. I'm going to take the left hand to the right knee and the right hand reaching back for the left thigh. And then get really long and upright. So try not to lean forward, but go vertically up and then twist, looking towards your back foot. Very good. Okay, staying in the twist, begin to bend up the back leg. And then with your right hand, catch your left foot. Unwrap your left hand to support you. And draw the heel towards the buttock. A twisted thigh stretch. So it's not like a bow pose. it's a thigh stretch. So the heel is pulling in towards the buttock. Now, if you are working with a knee replacement or knee issue, then just modify however you need to so that you're doing this safely. And now we are going to move into that more of a back bend. So hold the pinky edge of the foot. Make sure it's not swinging to the right and pull it back. And lift your heart. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more breath. Excellent. Exhale, release. Down face dog. Lift the left knee. And step yourself back. Flow through a vinyasa. Or hold your dog pose. Very good. Lift up the left leg, bend the knee, stack the hips. Lift the right armpit, the right waist, and then sweep the right hip back and down towards the heel. Pigeon pose, left leg forward. And upright pigeon. Squeeze the right knee down and forward to protect the right groin. Come to the breath. Allowing both the action that creates more stability and clarity, and the other action that invites dissolution, atomization. Take the right hand to the left knee and twist. Left hand behind you, catch the thigh, the low back, whatever you want to reach. Lift the heart. Good. Then release the right hand, bend up the right leg, and with the left hand catch the foot. Yeah, and it's fine to use a strap if it's hard to reach the foot. Draw the heel towards the buttock. Twist the torso to the left, and keep the heel pulling in towards the buttock and to the right. So your left arm isn't accidentally pulling it to the left. Good, one more breath here. Mirror, you could also do a standing thigh stretch as an option. And then kicking the foot back into the hand, stretch and open, more like a bow pose. Deep full breath, in and out, and then release. Hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Lift up and press back and pedal out your feet, and then flow or hold. We're going to meet on the belly. So bring yourself all the way back down to your stomach. Settle the head for a moment and closing your eyes. Take a deep, full, conscious breath in and conscious breath out. Dhanurasana Bow Pose. Bend up the legs. Keep the knees from splaying out and catch the pinky edges of the feet. If this pose is not working for your knees today, you can do Natarajasana, Lord of the Dance pose, on both sides. Dig the knees down for a moment, spread the back of the pelvis, and then sweep the tailbone and pubic bone down. From the pelvis, stretch the thigh bones back, and then kick them up as you stretch your spine forward and up. 5 breaths. Creating and dissolving. And exhale and release. Let go of the feet. Shimmy the hips left and right. And turn onto your back. Give yourself just a few breaths to dissolve. into the floor to let your body soften and release and open. And please lace the hands at the back of the head. Don't lace, just cup. Sorry, cup your hands at the back of your head. And hover your feet not way up off the floor, but just like an inch. So if you take your big toes and bring them down, you feel the floor is right there. And as the feet hover, pull the rib cage in and down. So we don't want to flatten the lower back, we want a little curve, but if you're like me, when the feet come up, the back does a big curve. So really work the abdominal muscles to hold it in. Now, if you've got a neck issue going on, you can stay right here. This is hard work. Exhale, lift the head, shoulders, and chest up, and inhale down. And we're going to do 10 more. Count and breathe and move with your breath. So this is slow and intentional. And then put the head down and the feet down. Take a breath. We started our practice with some obliques side to side. So I count those as already done. So we're just going to do another 10 like we just did. So hands to the back of the head, hover the feet, pull the front ribs together and down, and then begin moving with your breath. Embodying and dissolving. And release, feet down, head down. And take a deep breath in and out. And please roll over to your side, bring yourself up to sit. And find your strap. So you should have a strap with about an 18-inch loop. If you're very back bendy, you can make it shorter. If your back is feeling stiff today, make it longer. Have your block handy. Down face dog. Take a full stretch. Breathe awareness into your body. And lifting up the right leg, bend the knee, turn the hip open. Pigeon pose. Right leg forward. And we're going to put the block under the right hip, so that we can sit upright, supported. And you can put the block, I have my block at the lower height, but you can put it at a higher height. Like so. You can even put 2 blocks stacked. See what works for you. So what we're looking for is that the hip can sit down, but that hips are level. So it's not like you're sitting and leaning over to the right. The pelvis is even. And that work we did to make the standing poses hip openers, where we move the back leg, thigh bone back, do the same thing here. So your left leg, press the left knee down and lift the left groin up and back. So the left groin is not pushing forward into the left thigh bone is not pushing forward into the groin. it's pulling back. It's saying, okay, this is a time to defend the periphery so I don't injure it. So keep that action on your left leg. Take the strap and the loop in your left hand. So you're holding the loop inside the loop. Bend up the left leg and put your foot in the same loop. So you've got a hand and a foot in the loop. Now spin the left elbow out to the side, up to the sky. Valerie, pull your right foot in closer. Yeah, and see if you can bring the left side of your pelvis more forward. Take the right arm up and reach also for the loop. Now pull the armpits back and curl your head back. And then the same work we did in our abdominals, bring the rib cage together and back. Puff into the kidney area and breathe. 3 breaths. Beautiful, everyone. Karen, I'm sure you're doing really well. When you finish the 3rd breath, exhale and release. Remove the strap. Remove the block. We are dissolving the pose. Place the hands and lift up and press back. And just in case that hip flexor did get a little bit of pressure, flow through a vinyasa, or just drop into cobra pose or up face dog. And then back to down face dog. Lift up the left leg, bend the knee, and stack the hips. Right hip forward, left hip back. Left knee forward, pigeon pose. Block under left hip. Now, obviously you don't have to use a block. You don't have to use a strap. But sometimes it's nice to take support. And then work to square the pelvis. So foundation first before back bend. So draw the left hip back. Press the right knee down and forward so the right groin and the right buttock move back a little bit in space. And then you keep that action on the right side. Right hand inside the loop. Right foot inside the loop. Elbow to the sky. Keep the right foot active and press the armpit back, press the palate back, and puff into the back body. Left arm up, plug it in, and reach and catch, and breathe. And if you want a shorter length so that your foot's closer, walk your hands down your strap towards your foot, and breathe, and breathe, and breathe. One more breath. And exhale and release. Remove the strap. Remove the block. Press back, down face dog. And pedal out your feet. Pedal out your back. And as you exhale, come down to the knees. And with the knees together, feet together, put the feet flat, and then sit the hips down to the right side of the feet. So your feet are on your left, and the hips are on the ground. And if your knees don't do this, then take whatever cross-legged or other pose for your legs works for you. Your left hip will be a little bit lifted. That's okay. You can take your blanket or your towel and put it under both hips to balance a little bit. Take the right hand to the ground. And then looking at your feet, place your left foot on top in your right instep and pointing straight back. Good. Sandy, you can let the top knee just come down a little bit to the ground. Yeah. Take the left hand to the right knee. Lift the spine up. And before you twist, breathe into your back body. Breathe in a fullness, a connection. And then make the twist. Twisting up and around. Keeping the left hip heavy, even if it's not on the ground. And as you inhale, sit a little taller. And as you exhale, twist into the unknown. Letting go of how we experience what we think we should be experiencing into something deeper, into the silence of the conversation. Inhale, untwist. Hands to the floor, lift up and shift your hips to the left, your feet to the right. Right foot sitting in the left instep. Right hip heavy. Bring the hand to the left knee, left fingers behind you. Lift your spine up. And as you exhale, begin the twist. Making sure that even as you're aware of the individual here, you're also aware of the universal, of what you connect into, that ocean that eventually the sandcastle of your body dissolves into. But before that, your awareness can dissolve into that fullness anytime, and then return to the sense of the individual anytime. Inhale, untwist. Bring your feet out in front of you. Step the feet wide and drop the knees left and right. And please make your way down onto your back. If you want to put extra layers on, here in the Northeast, it's getting chilly. We're in the middle of fall. Lie down on your back. And take any last pose that you want. If you want to do a happy baby or pull your knees into your chest. Do whatever you need to do to be fully ready for Shavasana. Shavasana is the pose of the corpse. It is that dissolution at the end of life. And we do Shavasana at the end of every asana practice as a way of dissolving, of atomizing our sense of the individual and making space for the experience of the universal, making space for silence, making space for full dissolution from the point of view of grace, where we can be aware both of our sense of separate individuality and our sense of universal connection at the same time. One doesn't preclude the other. They can coexist. Let your feet relax out to the sides and rest your palms face up a little bit away from you. Close your eyes. And whether it's silent in the space you're in or not, turn your awareness to the inner silence. In silence, essence speaks to us of essence itself and asks for a kind of unilateral disarmament, our own essential nature slowly emerging as the defended periphery atomizes and falls apart. As the busy edge dissolves, we begin to join the conversation through the portal of present unknowing, robust vulnerability, revealing in the way we listen a different ear, a more perceptive eye, an imagination refusing to come too early to a conclusion, and belonging to a different person than the one who first entered the quiet. Allow yourself to fully enter the quiet and to rest there. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om. Begin to deepen your breath, to reawaken yourself to your embodiment, to reawaken yourself to your day. Begin to move your fingers and your toes. And bending your knees, curl over to your right side. And slowly help yourself up to sit. And carry your Shavasana with you. Not in a sleepy way, but in a profound way. This time of more dissolution, of more connection. And see if as you move out into the rest of your day, you can bring it with you, maybe in little bits and pieces, maybe just in remembering a breath here or there. Join your palms together in front of your heart and to silence, to essence, and to the practices that help us connect. Bow your head. We'll chant one Om together to close. Lift your head, take a breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you.